On Friday, Hamas released a disturbing video of Israeli hostage Evyatar David, who has spent 666 days in captivity since the October 7, 2023 attacks. In the footage, David is seen digging what he describes as his own grave inside a tunnel beneath Gaza, visibly frail and starving. A second video, released by Palestinian Islamic Jihad, shows 21-year-old Ron Braslavsky in visible agony as he says he has run out of food and water. Lying on a filthy mattress, he says he's unable to stand due to an untreated foot injury and has only eaten crumbs in days. I'm at death's door, he says.
Suffering in a way that's hard to describe. I don't have a foot, I can't stand, I can't go to the bathroom. I just can't. It's come down to just food and water. If before at least they gave me a little, just a bit, now there's nothing at all.
These videos have triggered widespread condemnation. The footage of David, frail and skeletal, has intensified global calls for urgent action. Reports estimate that at least 20 Israeli hostages are still being held in underground tunnels across Gaza since the Hamas-led attacks that started the current war. US Representative Richie Torres described the international community's silence over the deliberate starvation of Israeli hostages as deafening and steeped in hypocrisy, calling it a double standard. A humanitarianism that devalues Jewish life is no humanitarianism at all, he said. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Isaac Herzog both reacted strongly. Netanyahu condemned the footage, accused Hamas of rejecting ceasefire efforts and demanded that the International Red Cross deliver immediate food and medical care to hostages. Herzog likened the hostage abuse to Nazi Germany atrocities. This is pure cruelty, he said. Tormented by starvation, digging their own graves, Hamas is showing the world its true face. Despite mounting international criticism of Israel's actions in Gaza, Netanyahu and Herzog maintain that Hamas is obstructing humanitarian aid and using both hostages and civilians as leverage. Tens of thousands of Israelis joined a protest in Tel Aviv on Saturday, demanding that Netanyahu secure the release of hostages. Placards read, "Leave no one behind and stop the war." Families of both David and Braslavsky have issued emotional pleas, accusing the Israeli government and global leaders of abandoning their sons. In one statement, Braslavsky's mother said, "His eyes are extinguished. He's helpless and so am I." David's family said he is being deliberately and cynically starved, buried alive. The International Red Cross voiced alarm over the footage, saying the crisis must end immediately. Several world leaders, including France's Emmanuel Macron and Germany's Friedrich Merz, condemned the videos. Macron described the footage as unbearable, calling Hamas abject cruelty and unlimited inhumanity. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz echoed the sentiment, saying Hamas should have no role in Gaza's future. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said the hostage videos are appalling and expose the barbarity of Hamas. She called for the immediate and unconditional release of all captives and urged Hamas to disarm and end its rule in Gaza. Kallas emphasized the need for large-scale humanitarian aid to reach those suffering. Meanwhile, ceasefire talks have stalled. The US envoy blamed Hamas for rejecting proposals, claiming the group shows no desire for peace. Western officials, including from the EU, UK, and Arab mediators like Egypt and Qatar, have reiterated their calls for Hamas to disarm and allow aid into Gaza. Despite public statements, Netanyahu met with Red Cross officials and renewed calls for aid access, but Hamas has blocked the Red Cross from reaching them. He dismissed Hamas's statements as false horror propaganda, accusing the group of using the videos to manipulate global sentiment. Netanyahu argues Hamas is not serious about any deal. They want to break us with these horrifying videos, he said on Sunday. Polling in Israel shows rising frustration. Over 70% of citizens now support negotiating with Hamas to end the war in exchange for the remaining hostages' release. Of the 251 people originally kidnapped on October 7, 2023, 49 remain in captivity. Israeli authorities believe 27 are no longer alive. While Hamas claims hostages are treated the same as Gaza's general population under blockade, recently released captives have reported extreme malnourishment and abuse. The group insists that improvements in Gaza's humanitarian situation must come before any meaningful negotiations resume. As families continue their public campaign for a deal, international pressure grows on all sides, with each new video deepening the urgency for action. That's all for now from Global Pulse Unplugged. Stay sharp, stay informed, and we'll see you next time.